Howdy, I'm Nate Large, and in this video I'm going to be giving you some of my opinions on this bandsaw from Powermatic. As a disclaimer, this is not a sponsored video. The first feature to highlight is this large table, cast iron. It is 15 inches this direction to this direction, as well as a 15-inch by 5-inch secondary table over here to give you 20 inches. This first section of the table that has the saw on it is capable of tilting to 45 degrees for angled cuts. This saw features two 9-spoke cast iron wheels for smooth blade travel. It comes with a patented Carter quick release lever. Moving the lever to this position releases tension to the blade, allowing for longer blade life. You move it to this position when it's not in use, and back up to the fully engaged position when you want to be able to have full tension restored for use. Now it also makes it easy to change blades by simply removing it all the way down to the lowest position, where you'll now be able to more easily take the blade off. This saw also features a dual bearing micro adjustment guide system on the top and the bottom of the table. So here we have our bearings with a simple turning of this little whale screw. You're able to turn this micro adjuster to slowly pull these bearings back and forward. You're also easily able to adjust this rear guide bearing. Just turn this bolt and adjust with this knob and tighten. You're ready to go. Here's a quick look at the guides below the table. This saw also features a built-in chip blower in order to clear the line so you can see where you're cutting, and a built-in lamp capable of using up to a 60-watt bulb. When this saw comes to you, it comes with the ability for a 6-inch resaw capacity. However, I've added the optional 6-inch riser block to this part of the frame, giving me a 12-inch resaw capacity, which is pretty much more than I think I will ever need. However, it came with the item when I purchased it. When you are going to purchase this item, make sure it comes with it if you want it, because not all listings do provide you with the riser block. The saw comes with a quick and easy lever actioned T-style fence for resawing and other cuts. It also comes with a miter gauge capable of going 60 degrees in either direction for the T-style slot. This simple resaw attachment will connect to your fence system. This will enable you to be able to do a 4-inch resaw. On the rear here we have our tensioning equipment for lining the blade and tensioning it. This top knob will tension the blade. This lower knob will give this upper wheel a bit of a tilt in order to align the blade correctly. And a close-up here will show you the easy-to-read blade tensioning guide. It has a red washer underneath this spring, and it has markings as to different blade widths. The saw comes with a 3/8-inch wide blade, and so we see this red washer meeting up with this line for the 3/8-inch mark. On the lower section of the saw, there is a 4-inch dust port capable of removing a lot of the dust straight from the saw path. The saw sits on a rigid, welded, one-piece steel box. Located in the cabinet below the saw, we have our 1.5 horsepower motor and the pump for the chip blower. To maximize power transmission and minimize noise and vibration, a poly V-belt system is used. Now there is some additional space down here, which can be useful if you want to make a little shelf to hold extra saw blades and such. The wheeled base for this saw is sold separately, but I do think it's worth the price in that it makes it very convenient to be able to move the saw around. There's a little hole on either side of this button in order to facilitate a lockout of the start button. And you could buy a specialized padlock to be able to go in there, or you can use a piece of insulated 12-gauge wire. This machine comes wired for 115 volts, which is what I use. I use it on a 20 amp circuit, and the machine runs really well. Now, there is a little bit of a disconnect or a disagreement that I've discovered between the manual and the sticker on the machine, where the manual says it uses 11 amps and the sticker says it uses 13 amps at 115 volts. You probably shouldn't use a 15 amp circuit for this saw. Now, there is an option to be able to change this to 220 volts. The manual says it uses 5.5 amps, and the back of this machine says it uses 16.5 amps. So use that information when determining whether or not you want to put this saw in your shop and what breaker you're going to be attaching it to. Before installing the riser block, this saw weighed about 266 pounds. Which makes installing the riser block a two-person job, because these are both really heavy cast iron pieces. The whole top and bottom of the saw is cast iron, bolted together with some heavy-duty bolts and nuts. And the riser block addition just makes it a little bit more difficult to pick up the top and set it back down on while tightening everything together. Before the riser block is installed, this saw used a 93.5-inch blade. After the riser block is installed, it uses a 105-inch blade. The blade speed for this saw is 3,000 surface feet per minute. Now to get some of my opinions on this saw. I love it. I think this is a great saw, and any issues I'm having with the saw, I do believe are my own inability to set it up correctly. However, I have, as I've been messing with it, been better and better capable of able to make a straighter and straighter line. I don't find there's any real vibration. It's very well balanced. These stainless steel wheels do a lot to minimize vibration, as well as the V-belt technology. I felt that the manual for the machine was really good at explaining how to operate it, how to set it up, even for a first-time dummy like me. And now I'll give you just a simple demonstration of me cutting some scrap lumber that I found in the yard.